What's up guys, Anders here with another video for you. This is going to be an off-the-cuff video for you. It's usually my patch note video, but we don't have our maintenance until the day after tomorrow or tomorrow night. So we did have an announcement for Korea. Korea got their update today. So we're going to go over that because there's a lot of new things that we need to talk about there. And there's a couple events that we should be getting as well in our version of the game. So just so you know, this is for Korea only. This is not global, but this is something that we're going to be seeing in our version of the game very soon, if not this week, the next week. So for Korea, they got Berserker Succession. That's good. We knew that was coming for them. Berserker Succession, I already made a video about that, so you want to check that out. There's a video in the channel for that. I don't think they've done many changes. There's been a couple of tweaks on Global Labs, but nothing too crazy. In terms of other things, they've done ship parts that can be worn exclusively for the IMPERIAL sailboat Progression, Balance, Emergency, and Valor. This is basically the blue gear for the Carrack. So if you are one of the few people that have the Carrack, you can start working on the blue gear for your ship. That's really good. What else do we have here? Obtain materials for the blue equipment. So this is all for the Carrack. Here you go. You can see the new items. It's for each type of Carrack you have, by the way. So keep that in mind. Let's see what else we got here. The processing formula. This is the formula that you need for the Carrack pieces. Let's just go through that. This is not really what I want to go over right now, although this seems to be pretty interesting. The damage of each gun is as follows. So depending on what type of part or what type of ship, you'll have different things. So the progressive sailboat will be slow, but is the highest weight ship that can be loaded. The balanced Carrack is the maximum of all abilities as a balanced vessel, and the emergency Carrack is the fastest ship, and the Valor is the slower than the emergency, but a ship that can shoot powerful guns, so the best in terms of power. That's really good. So they kind of established what each ship is good for. Trading and in combat. And then you have the fastest ship and then a more balanced approach. That's what's called balance. Events we're going to go over in a little bit, but I also want to talk about this thing, the Wizard. They have this long paragraph. I'm going to go over just a bit of it so you can kind of understand. But they're talking about Wizard and how the feedback they've gotten from the Korean community is basically that Wizard is in need of buffs and it needs a lot of help. That people are choosing Witch over Wizard for a variety of reasons. And let's see what they say here, that the adventurer has time to revisit the improvement of the Wizard, which you have suggested through various channels before approaching the balance of the character. We always think carefully and think carefully before approaching. What? This is Google translation, so it's a bit scuffed. However, we apologize once again for the adventurers who have been affectionately waiting for the Wizard character because of this process. I'm not sure if they mean specifically Succession, or if they mean for Wizard changes or Wizard balances. Maybe that's what they mean. I think they mean actually balancing the Wizard class, maybe getting some buffs. That's what I imagine is what they're saying, because I would believe the word tradition in the Google Translate would be coming up if they were talking about the Wizard Succession. So I believe this is talking about the Wizard as a whole, as a class, getting some changes soon. They're working on it. They know it needs some changes. And so you should just be patient, and hopefully soon you'll get... You'll see what they're up to with the Wizard class. A Tamer just got a couple changes. Warrior, same thing. Guardian got a couple changes, nothing too drastic. In terms of item, the following items have been added to the Ocean Coin shop. Plywood engraved with wild waves. So basically just more materials for the Carrack. Nothing crazy, although I do have to say that there is a change that hasn't been stated in the patch notes, where the Ocean Coin shop, so the ocean coins that you use through bartering, now to buy or exchange the vouchers for the Manos ring, it's now double. So instead of, I believe it was 120 vouchers, now you need 240, if I'm correct, or 125 to 250. So it's double the amount of vouchers. Which means double the amount of C coins per Manos accessory than we have right now. Not happy about that change, but it is what it is. We can't really do much about it. Just know it's not implemented yet. So if you have C coins, make sure you use them and exchange them for Manos rings or Manos accessories, and then sell them when they go back up in price. Let's see what else we got here. Composing and playing. This is for shy. I talked about this in a previous patch note. Now they just added. You can find other people's compositions. You can like them, favorite them, download them, all that stuff. They just made it easier for you to search other people's compositions and stuff like that, so you can actually use it on your shy. Barterable offshore. We improved the ability to exchange more materials on certain islands. Okay, so bartering got a little bit of a buff in this instance. Here's the big one. Imperial crafting dish, imperial crafting pension. So basically, imperial crafting delivery for both cooking and alchemy has been changed to no longer provide a reward box for delivery. Reward boxes available for imperial crafting deliveries are content that facilitates preparation for the next delivery by using some of the material to make another box after the material is exhausted. However, combined with the difficulty level of cooking, in alchemy boxes, we now have a larger number of delivery boxes than we expected, and we decided to delete them because the in-game economy was significantly affected. For those of you who enjoy Imperial fabrication or Imperial crafting delivery, we're working on a new alternative that doesn't affect our economy. So basically, less money for those doing Imperial crafting deliveries. That means less money for cooks and less money for alchemists, which means less money for gatherers. Because if less people are cooking, less people are buying your product. And if you're gathering meat or gathering blood, that's going to affect your profits. So we don't know. People are already starting to panic, selling all of their Mano stuff. I think maybe that's a bit premature. We don't know how exactly it's going to affect our market. We don't have this change yet. We could get it this week. But if you are doing Imperial crafting delivery, you better be doing it as much as you can before this change comes into place, because no longer will you get the reward box for doing Imperial crafting deliveries. So keep that in mind. This is a huge change. Obviously a nerf to both cooking and alchemy and gathering because it's connected. So keep that in mind. It's kind of silly that they thought it wouldn't be significantly affected. This happens all the time with Paralabes. They don't really have the foresight to see how some of these changes will affect the game. But that's actually sometimes why we also get minimal changes for a long period of time. They are afraid of things like this happening, but it was going to happen. I'm surprised it happened so quick, at least for us. I mean, Korea's had it for a long time, but yeah. Well, that's how it is. That's how it is. A new branch has been added to the branch quest that appeared at the Reconnaissance Grusha quest. This is not really a big deal. This is for new players. As you go through the main story, there'll be a new path. So usually for this particular quest, there were 2 paths. Now there's a third. Not really that interesting, but there you go. Monsters. A large new Neptune colony has been discovered. This is the island I talked about in the last, I believe, lab update in the northern sea of Margoria, a powerful Neptune colony that has migrated in search for new prey beyond the North Sea. According to one brave adventurer, the next large Neptune colony will have the following Neptunes: saltwater crocodile, dark iron teeth, and 9 shark. So these are hunting monsters that you can hunt. You can earn the essence. In addition, you can earn sea crocodile scales by killing sea crocodiles. Up to 3 adventurers can receive kill rewards. This is good. That means you can sea monster hunt in a party, and up to 3 people will receive rewards. And the effect of the item acquisition increase order does not apply. This means that loot scrolls do not affect if you're in a party. Or maybe if you're not even a party. I guess loot scrolls just don't affect these drops. Vehicle. The gun reloading time in the large ship expansion and formation has been modified to be the same as the actual gun. Okay, cool. Let's go through this. Worker UI has been revamped. So you can see the full list of workers. Also, the bargaining minigame has changed. It looks okay, I guess. If you deleted an expired term Pearl item, it can be deleted without entering a second password. This is not for us, I believe. What else do we have here? Okay, so this is the second big change. Artisan Memory. Through the Craftsman Memory, the amount of recovery from the recovery of the maximum durability of the equipment has been increased from 4 to 5. What does this mean? Artisan Memory no longer recovers 4 times, it recovers 5 times. So instead of recovering 4 durability for every memory fragment, it recovers 5 durability. So yes, obviously not great if you don't use memory, Artisan Memory, but That's how it goes. Was not expecting this change, but it makes the free Artisan Memories you get nice, but you can pay to win harder. Here's another change that you might like. The maximum upper limit of the Pearl items that can be registered on the integrated exchange has been increased by 33%. So more people can sell more Pearl items. And then here's the next one. The final big hurrah before the new year. New Year's Vision is a new Pearl product that brings together key features that help adventurers focus on their convenience. Previously, each item had to be purchased separately, such as Sealed Book of Combat, Book of Life, Armstrong Skill Manual, but now you can apply even more effects at once for the same price. Beginning with the experience buff to help you grow, you can freely change your skills and specializations while they remain in effect and get an additional buff at the camp without having to use the bond, which I think they mean the license. You don't need a villa license. In addition, all local stalls and marina slots are expanded, so that means more stable slots. Experience gains from New Year's scrolls stacks with other effects such as battle books that you have already purchased. Can I combine other XP gains with the New Year scroll? Yes, New Moon scroll stack with XP gains. Okay, this is the New Moon scroll, the new sub. 15 days will get you 100% combat experience plus 50% skill experience plus 50% life experience. Learn and erase skills. This is the Armstrong skill book. Advanced skills as well. That's the add-on, so you can change and delete your skills anytime. That means you can go from Succession to Awakening anytime, and you can change your add-ons anytime, anywhere. This is what this means. Free technical specialization through Technical Instructor NPC. That means instead of paying Memory Fragment to change your add-ons, you can change it for free. Villa licenses, no longer needed if you have this buff. You can just use the Villa buff without needing the Villa license. And all stable slots are expanded, as well as all the marina slots. All for about 250 pearls. Keep in mind, though, that the rate of pearls in Korea are different than our version of the game. So expect this to be at least $10 or 10 euros for 15 days, kind of like the Camisole Blessing. And to commemorate the release of the New Moon Scroll, all adventurers will receive an 8-day New Moon Scroll after maintenance on the 31st. So, yeah. How do I feel about this? Well, I guess you could look at this as value pack is $15 already. Camisole Blessing every 15 days, right? Is what, 10, 11 bucks, 12 bucks? So it's 24 bucks a month. And then this would be, say, 20 bucks. So 44.59 a month. So almost 60 bucks a month if you were to buy all the subscriptions. Now, do I think this is as strong as Camisole Blessing? Obviously not. Yes, not having to buy Villa license is nice, but you're saving with one scroll at best 20 million. Okay. It's not really that big a deal, unless, of course, by freely purchased, do they mean that it's also free to get the buffs? In which case, that's a bit more money that you're saving, of course. The Armstrong skill changes, obviously, that's actually pretty powerful if you're looking at a class, for example, like Ninja, where their PvE is much better in Succession than they're in Awakening. But their PvP, in my opinion, is better in Awakening than in Succession. So you can go from back and forth without having to kind of deal with all this, needing an Armstrong guide and all this stuff. And of course, the 100% combat experience and the life skill experience stacking on top of the life book and all that stuff, that's pretty powerful too. Do I think it's worth $10? I mean, suspect. Not sure, but definitely the strongest things are the ability to switch from Awakening to Succession and the ability to get Villa buffs without having to need a license. And if it also means that you also get the Villa buff without having to spend silver, that's huge, especially if you grind a lot. So we knew that was coming. I mean, you're probably naive if you thought that they weren't going to monetize this in some way or fashion, but that's how it is. I obviously don't like it. I know what's coming. I know the comments that are coming. But if you played the game for a long time, you kind of know what. You kind of just take the blows and kind of move on. Let's see what else we got here. Anything that interesting? No. Look, we're going to the events. So we talked about the big three Big three what? Big three disappointments, I guess. Imperial NERF. What else was the other one? Artisan changes, and the new subscription. So for the Berserker Succession, let's look. It's basically the same thing, except for this. Level 60 and level 61 now is included. So level 60, you get an enhanced support box too, which is a bartering item, and Blessed Heraldic Book. Sorry. Don't know what this is, to be honest. Does it say here what the Heraldic Book is? Blessed Scroll, maybe? No, it's 100 minutes. I don't know what this is. It gives you one every 57, 58, and 60. So these are different than the ones we've had, or it's Google Translate messing with me, and they're actually the same as the Blessed Scroll that we've had before. I think it might be that, actually, the 100-minute one. Yeah, it might be just the Blessed Scroll that gives you, what, 200% combat experience buff? The enhanced support box is different, though. Or it might be the enhancing support box, which is the memory fragment, sharps, and hards. And the support box, I think, is called the bartering support box. That's what I got confused. So basically the same as we've had before. Introducing new content. I'll talk about that in a second. Happy New Year. Let's see. The bell. So let's see what we got here. When Liberty Bell rings, you gain 100% combat XP for 24 hours on Wednesday all day. The ringing of the Bell of Freedom may vary slightly depending on the server. And the server that has the Golden Bell effect will be 500% combat experience increase. So, wow. Holy crap. New Year's Day, if you're not hungover, it's a good time to grind. Get the Golden Lucky Bag. Okay, so coupons will be given out, and you have to use them by the 20th of January. The coupon can be registered once per family. Again, this is Korea only. We might not get this, but I assume we will. You can also get the Fragment of Memory and the Caphras bundle. We know about this already. It's on the official website, but you'll get a sack of bundles. Memory Fragment 50 to 100. Caphras 50 to 100, Cronstones 50 to 100, Hards 50 to 100, and Sharps 50 to 100. A lot of free money, but expect prices to plummet because everyone's going to be trying to sell that. So if you're looking to buy Caphras, wait for the 1st of January until everyone, or maybe the second one, and for prices to just plummet in the market. Let's see, what about this? We talked about this already. So let's talk about this. Under development, 2020 and final revision of 2019. So they're going to go over the Heidel banquet, what they talked about and what they achieved. Obviously, they didn't achieve everything. This is a question mark. I don't know what this means. In case of fishing farms. So they talked about wanting to set up farms out in the ocean where you can have fishing farms. I told you with an idea, but I'm going to proceed with the development because of the reaction. So they thought it was an idea, but people reacted really positively about this idea. Fishing farms sounds awesome. And so they're actually going to proceed with developments. We'll probably hear something about it probably at the end of the year in 2020. Let's see what else we have there. Tradition. I'm currently focusing on transmission of existing characters. Development is in progress. So from mid-January, starting with Wizard, Martial Artist, that's Striker, Mystic, and Lon traditions will be the next one. So we have Wizard, Striker, Mystic, and Lon to be the ones that get Succession next. So keep that in mind. Guardian of the Light Saving. So we know a little bit more about Guardian Awakening now. So after an adventure with a Black Spirit, she meets a group of followers of the Divine Flame Enix, undergoes a trial of flame, and finally wakes up. Guardians of Enix now become Punishers of Flames, wielding massive weapons to slaughter their enemies. Guardian's Awakening weapon is similar in appearance to the Louver, also known as Polearm, and the peculiarity is that there is a sacred flame in the middle of the day. I think what they mean is a sacred flame right here. This is the sacred flame of Enix. That is somehow tied to the lore of Guardian. Guardian uses this power to use powerful skills. A variety of cool skills are available, including the ability to leap into the air and instantly hit enemies on the ground, and to bring in great power with only small movements. So guess slow but powerful movements is what they're talking about. Guardian Awakening is speeding up its development with a goal of opening on January the 15th. So we might see it this time around on test server a week before that. So a week from now, we might be seeing the Awakening hit test server. If that is the case, I will obviously make a video for you guys to checking out the skills for Guardian Awakening. But it does confirm to us that it is indeed a polearm. So a polearm could mean many things, of course, but one of those things could be a halberd. Which I think is what the weapon will be. Odalita, they talked about Odalita, February 2020. Nothing new about Odalita, just some screenshots. This is the capital of Odalita. Looks really nice, actually. Ancient Golem area is the new grind spot, the new Gyphon, basically. This was supposedly going to be a group PvE spot only, where you needed to actually be grouped, kind of like Miramuk. Inside of the Tree Castle, Thorn Castle, we talked about this already. After the Odalita region comes out, we'll see this, and there will be another announcement to guide you through the whole thing. It's going to hit test server, I believe, before it hits live servers. So if that does happen, I'll check that out and give you guys an idea what it looks like. Obviously, Black Star Armor we talked about already in the previous video. Please be patient, as so Odalita is going to come out this is probably towards the spring at the earliest. We'll see Black Star Armor probably towards the later end of the year, maybe in the summer, but at earliest we'll probably see it in the spring. Black Desert Season, so they also came out with a thing called Black Desert Season. They came out with a notice that talked about Black Desert Season a little bit, so I'll go over it really quickly. They didn't really give specific details, but what their plan for Black Desert Season is basically a new server that's fresh start. You make an alt character that is created at level 1 in this in this new server called say Black Desert Season, right? And you level that character up as best as you can, as far as you can within the given time frame, say 3 months. You cannot use Central Market. You can't exchange money between your actual account and this character on a separate server. That separate server does not interact whatsoever with the world outside of it. So everyone on that server will be equal. Everything you gain will have to be through enhancing, through grinding, through your own means. You can't rely on the Central Market, which is the main way people level up these days and progress these days. So that's kind of like an Iron Man challenge. If you want something new, or if you're a new player and wanted to check out the game, there is no talk of there being Pearl items. I doubt there would be Pearl items tied to it. So I don't think you as a player can use the cash shop on this specific server. It would kind of defeat the purpose of the server to see who can achieve the highest level of gear before the end of the season. And then at the end of the season, they will transfer your character to the live server and part of your gear. They don't say all of your gear. They say they're still looking into that specific part. But it could mean that if you gain whatever, say like soft cap gear in those 3 months, then you can then transfer that to your actual account, to your actual server. That's all they've given us so far. Obviously, it's going to be more fleshed out, but it should be in the winter before the spring of 2020. That means in a couple of months at the latest. So if not this coming month, in February, we may see it in Korea. If not in March, we'll definitely see it. Unless, of course, it's delayed or something happens. That tends to happen sometimes. We talked about this already, Papua Klini. Nothing really new about this whatsoever, just that they go a little bit about the lore, where you have to help either the Creole or the Papu and all this stuff. And that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to go over. There's a lot, obviously. The main things I really just wanted to go over were the 3 kind of bummer updates, unfortunately, but they're important. It's up to you whether to decide whether you're going to sell, like everyone else who's panicking, sell all your Manos gathering clothes and all your cooking clothes and all that, or maybe do the cryptocurrency way and hodl till you see what happens. I don't know. Either way, it's going to be a nerf regardless. So if you haven't already, turn in all your Imperial Crafting deliveries as much as you can. for the next couple of days. You have until probably tomorrow if this change comes tomorrow. But I hope we have at least another week, because I mean Korea had so many more months than we did with this Manos. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you thought about this whole patch. I can already see your comments, but do leave them down there, and I'll reply when I can. If you enjoyed this video, you want to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button. It does help us a lot. Also, hit that bell icon so you can be notified when my next video uploads, which will be very soon. Also, like and dislike, depending on how your day is going. Hopefully, it's going well. It's New Year's Eve, so hopefully you have a nice New Year's Eve. Have a nice time, and Happy New Year. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.